Imagine you're a cockroach and suddenly a beautiful emerald green wasp lands on you. Sounds bad, right? Oh, it gets way worse because this wasp doesn't just kill you, it can hijack your brain and turn you into a living zombie. Meet the emerald jewel wasp, and trust me, you don't want this thing knowing your address. The emerald jewel wasp, also called Ampulex compressa, looks like somebody took a wasp, painted it metallic emerald green, and then gave it a very disturbing career choice: cockroach hunter. But here's what makes this wasp absolutely terrifying: it doesn't simply overpower its prey, it manipulates its nervous system. Basically, this tiny wasp has discovered the insect version of mind control. And the way it does it is straight out of a horror movie. First, the wasp grabs the cockroach, and this is where things get a little crazy. The wasp delivers a sting straight to the cockroach's thorax, temporarily affecting its front legs. Then comes the really important sting, the headshot. The wasp uses its stinger to deliver venom in specific areas of the cockroach's nervous system, and scientists have found that the wasp can target regions involved in controlling movement. And this isn't random, it's precision. The wasp is basically saying, "Hold still, I'm about to update your software, Mr. Cockroach." The venom doesn't simply knock out the cockroach unconscious. Instead, it changes its behavior. The cockroach can remain alive and capable of movement, but suddenly its motivation to walk and escape is dramatically reduced. Scientists call this state hypokinesia. In simple English, the cockroach isn't necessarily physically unable to move. Its brain has been chemically manipulated so that it becomes incredibly reluctant to move. And that distinction is what makes this wasp so terrifying, because the cockroach isn't just a victim, it's basically being remotely controlled. But before the cockroach settles into this zombie-like state, something incredibly weird happens. The venom can trigger intense grooming behavior. The cockroach starts cleaning itself, and it can keep grooming for roughly half an hour. Think about that. You're a cockroach, you've just been attacked by a jewel wasp, and your brain's response is basically, "You know what? I should probably take a shower right now." Scientists have linked this unusual grooming response to dopamine related to signaling in the cockroach's nervous system. So the wasp isn't just attacking the body, it's messing with its behavior. Eventually, the cockroach enters that long-lasting lethargic state. And here's where the wasp plans becomes obvious. The cockroach doesn't run away. It doesn't even fight. And it doesn't even spring into the darkness like a normal cockroach that has just seen something terrifying. Instead, the wasp can lead it. Yes, lead it. The cockroach essentially becomes a walking food pantry or food supply for the wasp's future babies. And suddenly, the wasp isn't hunting for dinner anymore. It's shopping for a nursery. The wasp guides the cockroach into a suitable hiding place. Then she attaches a single egg to the cockroach, and now the poor roach has a problem. A very small problem that's about to become a much bigger problem, because the egg eventually hatches and the wasp larva starts feeding on its living host. And this is where the story goes from "that's pretty creepy" to "nature needs to calm down." The young wasp doesn't need a refrigerator, it doesn't need a grocery store, and it definitely doesn't need DoorDash. Its mother has already delivered dinner alive. The larva feeds on the cockroach as it develops, and eventually the larva grows inside its host and continues through its development process before transforming into an adult wasp and bursting out of its host like a transformed face hugger. So the mother basically leaves her baby, a living cockroach, and says, "Here's lunch, good luck." And here's what makes the emerald jewel wasp so fascinating. Its venom doesn't simply destroy everything, it can selectively manipulate specific behaviors. Research shows that the wasp venom changes activity in neural circuits involved in movement. So scientists aren't just looking at a creepy insect story, they're studying a real example of one animal's chemical manipulation to another animal's nervous system. That's basically biological hacking, except the hacker has wings. So the next time you see a beautiful emerald green wasp, don't just think, "Wow, pretty insect." Think, that thing might be carrying a brain hacking cocktail. Nature is absolutely insane. And if you want more animals with real life superpowers, nightmare abilities, and completely ridiculous biology, hit subscribe and comment. Would you rather be chased by this wasp or chased by a giant spider? I'll see you in the next one.